I want you to close your eyes for a moment. Imagine you are on death row for a crime you didn't commit. You will be executed in an hour. In your final statement, you again maintain your innocence. 2 weeks after your execution, new evidence proves that you, in fact, were innocent. You died for nothing. The death penalty is a form of cruel and unusual punishment that flirts with constitutionality and endangers innocent people. Voting against the death penalty ensures that both you and your loved ones will never be executed for a crime you did not commit. Today, we will discuss wrongfully convicted death row inmates, the unconstitutionality of the death penalty, and the fact that it causes more harm than good. Innocent people are sentenced to death. According to an article written in the New York Times, the Innocence Project has proved the innocence of 18 people on death row who were exonerated by DNA testing. The Innocence Project has also found that over 180 people have been exonerated from death row in the U.S. Innocent or not, being on death row for as long as most have been can be considered cruel and unusual punishment. An article stated that Supreme Court Justice Breyer and a number of other justices have previously expressed their personal opposition to the death penalty, but few have expressed outright the belief that the punishment violates the Eighth Amendment's ban on cruel and unusual punishment. According to the Death Penalty Information Center, although the separate opinions by Justices Brennan and Marshall stated that the death penalty itself was unconstitutional, the overall holding in Furman was that the specific death penalty statutes were unconstitutional. Holding on to an unconstitutional form of punishment clearly hurts society. United Nations experts stated, the punishment is inherently flawed and disproportionately affected African Americans and people living in poverty. The Harvard Crimson states, no one, however, should have their wounds continually reopened by the long process of appeals and reversals that capital punishment decisions often entail. Even when the perpetrator is executed, it is not as though the pain of losing a loved one will suddenly dissipate. In the end, the death penalty is an irrevocable punishment that is neither guaranteed to be worth the years of anguish spent waiting, nor capable of healing trauma caused by violence. Endangering innocent people, maintaining questionable constitutionality, and abusive punishment are the foundations of the death penalty. Remember, the death penalty hurts the innocent. It is not constitutional and creates more harm than good. When confronted with tremendous losses caused by acts of extreme violence, it is understandable for us to seek some sort of action to take. Actions that can emphasize our agency and counter the paralyzing fear of powerlessness. But the death penalty is not this action.